Alright, so come inside and we'll show you what the van looks like as a standard, and then what features we've done and some modifications and little things like that that we've done to personalise our van. As I said earlier, this is our house, so we have a little cheeky monkey up there. We're just trying to entertain him while we do this video, so I apologise if there's probably going to be Oreo biscuits all over our bed when we get in there. But let's have a look. So I'll start with this. This curtain was never here. That's effectively what it looks like there. No good to us. Something that we just overlooked when we were purchasing the van. I'd highly recommend, if you've got little kids and you want them to try to sleep during the day like we do, get yourself a curtain, put it up. That's a homemade job. Very basic, but very effective. It does exactly what it's designed to do. So just come on in. What we'll do here, we'll just start at the front here. So in here's the electrical box. If you go in there a bit closer, you'll see just all your lights, your pumps, your water. As you can see, we're running on very little water because earlier I showed you how we were plugged straight into the mains. Grey water tank, just a filler there, keep an eye on it, and then your electrical system here for your batteries and whatnot. So that's in that door there. Open this next one up, and there's your DVD player, radio. You can actually Bluetooth the radio to your phone as well and run some music from your phone, which is exactly what we do. We find it very handy. Just quickly, a little light there for your handle. So yeah, come inside and we'll have a look. So starting from up the top here, what we've done, this is actually a top bunk, but what we have done, we've only got one child. So we've taken the mattress out, we've put these anti-slip mats in, and we've used this as storage. So we've got a lot of storage here that we just, you know, obviously we box this up when we're on the road and whatnot, but when we're stationary, very accessible, quick, easy. If you were to have this as a bunk though, it's very, very long. It's very deep as well, so you'll be able to still use it as a bunk. There's still 12-volt sockets there. There's still the lamp lights there. So a child could easily sleep up here, no problems at all. We, however, don't have a second child, so we use it as storage. Down here, what we've done, a couple of modifications that we've done into this bunk, the bottom bunk, which just happens to be a double bed. If I just grab this camera quickly and I'll just show you something in here. It's actually quite large, that bed, as you can see there. So also what we have done, there was lights here, we've removed them because our young fella would basically get that light and probably rip it out of the wall, so we've just gotten Jawa to blank that off. Has 12-volt USB sockets, and we've added this fan in here as well. There's also windows on each end as well, so I'll give you that back. Something that we requested Jawa to do prior to us picking the van up, remembering that the day we picked the van up, that was the day it became our house, so it had to be exact the way we wanted it on our handover day. So the guys at Jawa, we got this made up from an upholsterer down the road from Jawa. It just slides in there, basically clips up into those 3 clips and shuts our young fella in there, so it just stops him from being able to roll out accidentally and things like that. It might not look heavy duty, it actually is very heavy duty, and our young guy doesn't roll out of there at all. The only other thing we've done in this bunk here, we've modified this curtain. So this curtain, actually, when we picked it up, the top of it probably sat down about here, so there was this much light all the way through it. It just wasn't an option for us to have it designed like that. We did this post the handover. Once we already had the van, we only realised about it then. So we've just modified it, added the extra rings in there, and pushed the curtain up effectively to give that a bit more darkness throughout the day. That's it there. So moving along, 4 drawers here. Austin's clothes here, they are fairly deep. We fit a lot of clothes in there. As you can see, he's got quite a lot. So 4 drawers there, quite deep, very good. And that's basically all that he has for clothes. So that's it there. What else have we got in here? So we'll move around into here. These hooks, you'll see these throughout the video, hooked up. We just got those from Bunnings. These type of shelves as well, they just suctioned on there. They were relatively cheap, I suppose, but very, very handy. Probably wouldn't have it without it. 2-burner gas stove for inside cooking. Sink there as well. That's all pretty straightforward. Very good for windy weathers and things like that. We've used it a couple of times now. Our intention is not to use it, but we have used it a few times. Then coming down to this drawer, we've just put some tea towels in there. There's quite a large storage section in here that we've under the sink. We've got our NutriBullet in there, big water bottles, some spare containers, things like that. So pretty straightforward there. And then under there as well, 3 drawers, relatively large. We're able to fit most of our clothes in there. And then another compartment in under there, so that's quite large also. Moving around onto the cupboard. So this cupboard, we were in Jawa. We've opted for the hanging space, but we were in Jawa, and I noticed that there's a gentleman who's picked up his Infinity, and he's put a shelf in there with a microwave. Pretty handy. For us, we wanted the extra storage given the fact that we live in this van. So you can probably put shelves in there. I've put this hanging rail up. I've done this after the handover as well. So as you can see, I've just gone and got some hanging rail and added that in as an extra. So moving over to the bed, it's probably just shy of a king bed. We've got king sheets on there and linen, but they're slightly too big and the queen's slightly too small, so it's just sort of in between. TV here on the wall mount's got a pull away arm as a bracket there. That's pretty straightforward. It's also got two PowerPoint outlets there. Up in here, general power outlets, 12-volt USB, 12-volt socket, sorry, 2 USB, light, fan. We got these fans put in as a replacement to the optional extra being a Sirocco fan. We decided that these were a bit smaller, more compact, and they are very, very efficient and do a good job. Pretty impressed with them, really. So that's that. Big window at the back there, as you can see, quite large. Have a little rat bag there playing on the bed. So all those features are also on the other side of the bed. You know, there's one on each side there. Bam. Just quickly up at the ceiling there's another 2 speakers either side of there. I know I spoke earlier about 2 speakers outside. There's 2 inside. You can fade them to the inside, you can fade them out to the outside, or you can have them going as both. Another cool feature about that head unit I showed you earlier is you can plug a DVD in there or USB and link it to your TV if you've got a movie or some videos or whatnot. Or if you just want to watch my face on this video one more time, you could probably chuck that on there. So big hatch, that just opens up. We normally have this open everywhere we go. As soon as we pull up, that's probably one of the first things that happens. Lets a lot of the heat out of the van when it's all shut up. Very good. Fly screen, and then the blackout there. Blackout screens are throughout the van, very comfortable. These flaps here open up as well. Standard pop top van. What's the other things we've done? So Jess has put in some baskets on her side of the bed. So on this side of the bed, there's a little bit of space there that we wanted to just utilize. And with Austin, obviously being a 15-month-old, we go through nappies like there's no tomorrow. So a bit of a basket here for Austin to put, for Jess to have Austin's gear just in there. I've got my bag there that I work from as well. So I mean, you can probably put whatever you like there. Our intention is to utilize and maximize as much space in this van as we possibly can. So that's that. Another hook there, as you saw earlier. I'll just spin this table around. This was actually another design too. So when we first looked at the Infinity 15, the table was fixed. It had a a fixed leg there, and the table was probably like that. Could go up and down. I think there wasn't much more movement from that. It wasn't ideal for us. We didn't like it. I was going to rip it out and discard it basically, but Jawa came back with a different design that they have in their standard range now across the board, and it's this table that swings away. Very, very efficient, very good. We quite enjoy it. So that's the table there. These just come out. There's a bit of storage under the chair here. If I just pull them out, as you can see, we run all of our towels. Towels take up so much space, so we've been able to really utilise that space there for towels and just some other things we don't use all the time. In this other space there is the water pump. There is a 3-way valve. If I could just show you quickly there. So in here, just a 3-way valve in there, and that basically goes from front water tanks to the back water tanks, and then onto the mains as well. So depending on what you're doing is how you flip them around. The good feature that I like as well is that I can move that valve to a point where I can draw from both the front and rear tanks at the same time. And the reason why I like to do that is just to distribute the weight a little bit better when we go to get on the road. Typically I prefer to have a lot more weight in the front of the van than in the back if possible. So that's that. We'll just swing that back in there, try and get this wrap bag away from it. Under the bed you've got the gas hot water system in there. You've got the Enerdrive. We've upgraded our battery system to a 200 amp hour lithium battery. We've got the Enerdrive inverter and all the power stuff that goes with that. I'm by far a professional in that. I'm very amateurish when it comes to lithium batteries and the setups. I was also very skeptical, given that it was quite a large sum of money to have as an optional extra. I've heard a lot of people in the caravan world talk about lithium's a way to go, it's way better, it's lighter, it charges more, etc, etc. I was very skeptical about it. We've had this van, like I said earlier, for about 3 weeks. We've been off grid a large percentage of that time, and it's quickly realized that lithium, this battery pack, is the way to go. We've had no dramas with that battery. We don't do anything different. I've run TVs, I've run all the fans, I've run lights. The only thing that we don't run is the air conditioner, but everything else will run as standard. It's our house. We want to be as comfortable as possible. The battery's gone down to about 75%, and then by 8 o'clock the next morning it's back up to 100%. And that's done that day in, day out. I'm not giving it a plug. I'm just telling you that I was a skeptic and now I'm sold on it. It's I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was worth every cent in getting that. So anyway, that's enough about that. If you were looking to get that and you're umming and ahhing, even though the van's still new to us, I'd put it in there for sure, 100%. So anyway, going to the bathroom. The bathroom has a blue light in there, so I might just get Jess to go in there and show you where the light is. So that's just blue light if you go in there at night time, whatnot. So the other feature of this van was the reinforced roof to be able to have the shower head. If I could just put that up there. The shower head from there. So when we were looking at hybrid vans, it was just something that we really didn't like, and we nearly didn't buy a pop top because of the fact of the shower head being at chest height. It just, I mean, it was probably okay as a weekend warrior type of thing, but because it was our house, we wanted to make sure that it was as comfortable as possible. The team at Jawa were able to do this. They ripped this design off one of their other models, put it onto their Infinity range, and it's been absolutely amazing. The water pressure that comes out of there is phenomenal. It's a very good shower to be in there. So these racks here, we've just added them on, as I spoke about earlier, suction racks, a couple there for toothbrushes, etc. And then I'll just go down here and so there's this toilet roll, another one that we've put on there. So I'll just talk about this, how we clean this. The water there's the drain there. Obviously the water drains out fairly well, but with any caravan that you're always going to get water or residue in around some areas, and it's pretty painful when you have to go to the toilet and stand on water. So generally after a shower we get the squeegee down, water out. This mat's not in there, it's out here and you'll be able to step on it, and then we just got a chamois, basically soak up that water, drain it out into the sink there, and then this mat goes down during the day, so it's dry. It basically just so we can be a bit more comfortable, living. That's what we do. If you've got another way you like to do things, that's fine. It works well for us though, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So that's the shower. I'll just get that towel out of the way. So that's about it really. It's got the air conditioner. I spoke about the lithium battery earlier. We only use the aircon when we're on mains. It actually won't even power up when it's off grid. But that's fine because all these open up. I've got them closed at the moment because it's about to rain, but all these open up. The windows open up, the back window opens up, the airflow just pumps through here between the fans. I also carry a portable Ryobi battery powered fan, which works well as well. So we don't traditionally use the aircon even when we have got power plugged into the main. So yeah, that's about it guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any other questions that you have, more specifics, I could take some measurements for you if you want to. If you're scoping out your van, just let me know. Come here, right back. Yeah. So yeah, this is our house. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was informative. If you're just looking at a hybrid van, they are similar in design. There's a few pros and cons between different brands, which is a personal thing. And then if you did want this particular model, the Infinity 15, I think I've gone through a lot of the specifics designed for this model here. So this isn't by far a review video. I won't do a review. Well, I've had the van for 3 weeks. I'm not even close to being able to review the van. There's a couple of major reasons why we did go with the Infinity and Jawa as a company as well, but that's not for me to say at the moment. That's it.